50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 492. Today is January 20th, 2025. Big day in America, kid. How we doing?
Yeah, historic day in America. Happy MLK Day for everybody out there that's enjoying the day off. And if you don't have the day off, hopefully you're getting time and a half. But still, exciting weekend. Let's get to it.
And it's not over yet. Tonight we got the national championship as well. Early start time too. Like you were saying offline, usually it's around 8:30, 7:30. They pushed it back an hour for the people so we could actually watch the game for the people here on the East Coast. How are we enjoying the snow?
To be honest, it's okay. Like, it's not much. It's not like it's 2003 anymore. I can honestly say that. Damn, that shit just made me feel a little old. But, like, you know, growing up, we used to get smoked. Like, we used to get, like, real blizzards. I feel like we haven't got a blizzard, though, in
a couple years now.
I'm going to say over 10. To me, a blizzard is more than a foot of snow. And it snowed, you know, for a long period of time, not just 3-4 hours.
What do we get? Like 3-4 inches, something like that? Like,
whatever we got is gone already. You know, It's definitely still snow. But it's not, you know, what landed yesterday that's on the ground now. So, you know, shout out to all the DPWs out there for your local towns. You got to give them some love for clearing the roads and laying down salt.
The side roads aren't the best, but main roads clear as day. Clear as day. But yeah, like Elvis said, we got a great episode for you guys. We'll recap what a divisional round we had over the weekend. 4 great games, I thought. Not like wild card weekend where they were all kind of blowouts. We had 4 really good games. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about our wins, losses. College football championship tonight, Ohio State, Notre Dame. And then we got an early slate here on MLK Day, 8 games in the association. I think first game starts at noon o'clock, so we'll get right into it. But, kid, we will start with the Chiefs. They take care of business at home, 23-14. They do cover. They don't cover the 9.5 because of that kneel. That safety at the end, that was a tough one. But game goes way under the total as well. Thoughts on the game real quick, because I thought, you know, some people want to say, you know, they were gifted a couple of these calls. I'll say the first call was bang, bang. I thought it was a little high. It could have went either way.
The Will Anderson one, right?
Yeah, the Will Anderson one. I thought the second one where he slid and they called a roughing the passer, I was like, I don't like that one, just because at that point he's a runner. And it didn't even clip him at that. Like, it grazed his helmet. So I think they do get some calls, but at the end of the day, Elvis, how long have we watched the National Football League where when they get gifted a call, quote unquote, it's the NFL. A makeup call is happening very soon. So that it always usually evens itself out. I don't want to say the refs gave them the game. Chiefs, what a hit on your lock.
Real quick though, yeah, just to touch on the, you know, the penalties, you know, real quick before we get it on. The first one with Will Anderson, absurd. That's not a penalty. I understand if it was like week 6, Monday Night Football, okay. This is the divisional round. This is the reigning 2-time champions. What are we doing, NFL? You got to do better. You got to have a better product for the fans. You know, that was just absurd. You know, this is the conversation we're having. Think about it, though. We're kicking off recap of divisional weekend, right? Which should be, in my opinion, the best weekend in sports. With about refs and calls and penalties. That shouldn't be the reason how we start off the show, Dill. And there's a lot of people complaining about it. Me personally, like I said, the first one was absurd. The second one, when he was sliding down, I can understand why it was called, but it was the wrong call, you know? So now that we have all these, let's just say somebody upstairs making like a decision like, oh, that ball didn't reach the goal line or the first down, or that was an incompletion. Instead of challenging, they'll just get the call from upstairs and they call it right on the field. I will like to see next year that get implicated with flags as well, because we've seen it time and time again, especially with the Kansas City Chiefs, that the calls mostly go their way and they lead to victories. The one where he was sliding, no, the one with Will Anderson, that led to a touchdown that drive. He doesn't get that flag is not called. They punt the ball away. Maybe the game is a different outcome, but stuff like that changes momentum. So I agree with you. Definitely a lot of calls went their way, but hey, we knew this was gonna happen beforehand.
I'll say this. At least they've been consistent because, like the point you made, they called it week 6, they called it week 4. They're gonna call it now. That is what I'm appreciative. At least they are consistent. If they're not consistent, then I have a problem.
Yeah,
But at
but
least
to
they
me,
are.
the NFL should at least, take a script from the NBA, because we see in the NBA, they let the guys play just a little more than they do in the regular season than in the postseason. So you got to let them play a little more. I understand you got to protect the quarterback, but I guarantee if you ask Patrick Mahomes today, yo, did Will Anderson hit you helmet to helmet on that hit? He's going to tell you no. He's going to tell you the honest truth. We saw it on video. So I just hope, like I said, you can't be mad at the refs, because for certain angles, it does look like a bad hit. We get the opportunity to see it, on replay and different angles. The refs doesn't have that same courtesy that we have. So you can't put it all on the refs. All I'm saying is the NFL also has to step in. We saw like I said, with the calls. Somebody upstairs, oh, incomplete pass. Oh, not a first down. You didn't reach the line of game. No, you don't need a challenge flag for that anymore. To me, that's what the NFL needs to implicate next season, just so the product they're presenting is a better product.
Yeah, you're right. It shouldn't be about the refs. It should be about the
I,
Kansas City
yeah,
Chiefs
they're
and
human at the end of the day.
yeah, absolutely. And it should be about how good and how clutch they played, especially defensively. I thought in that second half. I mean, Steve Spagnuolo really was dicing them up in the second half, and they were kind of moving the ball. I mean, CJ Stroud, I thought, played pretty well for a really cold game, coldest in his career, college and in NFL. I thought he played well. I thought Joe Mixon ran the ball pretty well, too. Nico Collins had a few big grabs. Dalton Schultz had a few big grabs as well. But also, I think what it really came down to on that fourth down late in the or midway through the fourth quarter, if you're going to go for it and that's the game, you got to get out of the huddle quicker than that. You can't be scrambling. And then when Spagnuolo is going to all out blitz you, it's not on CJ Stroud at that point. I mean, the call has to come in much quicker than that. So I thought the defense for Houston early on played well, especially off that big kick return, holding them to a few field goals. I thought the defense played pretty well for the Texans. They just had a few big plays. Travis Kelce, they couldn't stop. So shout out you on hitting your lock. But yeah, 7th straight AFC championship game, kid. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Got to give him credit on that. For the game, like you said, I think C.J. Stroud, for the circumstances and everything that went on, I think he had himself a pretty good game. For to see how bad he played last year in Baltimore in similar environments, he had his team and put his team in position to win this game. I understand if you look at the final score, maybe not it looks like it, but CJ Shaw played pretty well. I got to give him that. Joe Mixon ran the ball pretty good as well. Nico Collins had a good. Dalton Schultz, Xavier Hutchinson. This team was definitely missing somebody that could, break the game. Like a Tank Dell, like a Stephon Diggs. Maybe if those guys was there, maybe different outcome. But defensively, like you said, they played well. I think both teams played well defensively. But besides Travis Kelce, honestly, just taking over majority of the game with that huge what was it, 50 yards to
Something
set him
like
up,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
to set up the touchdown. A lot of people are not going to talk about this, but in the second half, I don't know if it was the offensive coordinator, or it was Andy Reid, but somebody made the switch to go from Isaiah Pacheco to Kareem Hunt. I know the numbers don't pop out at you, but Kareem Hunt slowly started, grinding away, especially, fourth quarter. So give credit to Kareem Hunt, scored that touchdown as well. And honestly, I think he honestly closed the game. Patrick Mahomes had a good game as well. Did some things with his legs that I like, but I think Kareem Hunt is going to be the number one running back for this team moving forward because we saw it. Isaiah Pacheco doesn't have that same pop that he once had before the injury that made him miss 6 to 8 weeks during the season. So I think Kareem Hunt right now just has a little more pop, a little more edge in him, and honestly think in the second half, offensively, he's one of the reasons why they won. Because Travis Kelce did it all in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt quietly had a good game in the second half.
Let's go to the second game Saturday night where, I thought it was the game of the weekend and the story of the weekend. I know a lot of people want to talk about Sunday Night Football, but what this rookie, Jaden Daniels, is doing is nothing short of exceptional. 22 for 31, 299 yards. He also ran for 51 yards as well. We get there with the over 9.5 rush attempts as well. Brian Robinson, I thought they ran the hell out of the ball as well. Washington, obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs had a good game. Dwami Brown had a good game. Terry McLaurin down the sideline. He's one of the best receivers in the league. He's one of the best receivers in the league, period, but contested.
He's the most underrated receiver.
100%. Now, you saw Dan Campbell visibly upset after, emotional. Who wouldn't want to play for this guy? I mean, but they were dealing with a lot of injuries. That's no excuse. But who do you put this loss on for Detroit? Because I don't put it on Dan Campbell. I know, obviously, he's a leader. He said, that's on me. That penalty at the goal line, 12 men, that just can't happen, kid. That's unacceptable. He said it was his fault. People are talking about Aaron Glenn getting the head coaching job. That defense got torched. Now, I know they were dealing with some injury, but that defense was not good. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. Everyone was stealing off of them on Saturday night. So, who do you put the blame on? Because honestly, I think it's more Jared Goff's fault than Dan Campbell.
I put it like this. I don't want to, give a fault, but if somebody had to raise their hand and be like, what's the reason why you lost the game? It's Jared Goff. He could have played better. The last interception, not going to false him, but he had, 3 turnovers in the game. He had to play better. He had the fumble as well. So I'm going to say 3 turnovers. It's 4 total. He had 3 picks. The last one, I'm not going to – he's trying to force it in, Yeah. The one before halftime, to me, that's the one that decided the game. Right then and there, the interception into the red zone to Jameis Williams, I knew right then and there the Washington was going to win this game. Just because when the Lions turned the ball over, and like you said, they couldn't stop a nosebleed, how are they going to be able to win this game? What are the Lions best at? When would you see this team at its best? When they're able to run the ball and play action. Jahmyr Gibbs had a hell of a game. But Dill, 23 rush attempts. That's not a recipe for this team. That's not a recipe for success. Has to be the opposite around. Jared Goff dropped back 40 times. You're supposed to rush the ball 40 times, and Jared Goff throw it about 20, 25.
And also, why is Ben Johnson taking the ball out of Jared Goff's hands? Like, why are they getting too cute?
He turned the ball over 3 times already.
I know, but these flea flickers, these end arounds, those are like
I'm just answering the question.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing reverse flea flickers, trying to throw the ball down the field with a receiver when you're down 10 points, especially in divisional round. 100% agree with you in that part, Dill. But at the end of the day, Jared Goff, I'm not going to say he was, but we saw the hit he took during the pick 6.
Oh, he got blasted.
He got hit. I'm not saying he was concussed or anything like that, but I'm going to just say he was feeling not the same he was prior.
He was cleared. That is important to say. He was cleared to come back.
He was cleared, but I could guarantee you he wasn't feeling the same after that hit. It could be the rib, it could be the wrist, it could be the neck. He clearly wasn't the same after that hit. So I can see why, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the right decision. Jared Goff led you here. At the end of the day, he still had a pretty good game. You got to give credit to Washington defense still. What did I say prior? That's why we both took the points plus 99. We said this is too many. I said it. I like the points. You took them dog straight up.
Yeah, plus 430.
You took them dog straight up. I was like, with Dan Quinn in this defense, I know a lot of people, probably, give him a lot of shit on it, but he was up 25-3 against the greatest quarterback of all time. Through 3 quarters, he held Tom Brady to 3 points. Pick six. If you go back to that game, watch 3 quarters of that game, the Falcons' defense was phenomenal. Guess who was the DC during Legion of Boom? It's Dan Quinn. The man knows how to call a defense. The man can force turnovers. We saw it at the biggest stage. We see it back-to-back weeks. Washington go in, hostile environment, on the road, rookie quarterback, and they look much better than the opponent. We can make the case Washington was the best team this weekend.
100%. Most poised as well. They were ready for the challenge as well. And you want to talk about it's crazy how 1 year a whole organization could change with a new ownership, new GM, new head coach. This is what I inspire the Jets to be. Getting no, honestly, like,
I know, but you made me laugh.
Getting a new owner. It starts from top down, and you could see. I know a lot of people do give Dan Quinn some shit, but I really think he's one of the best player coaches. Everyone believes in his game plan. Everyone buys into the system. And you see, they were confident. If I were to take the seeds away, you would think the Redskins were the number 1 seed. The way how poised they were, going on the road, how confident that defense was flying around. Yeah, they couldn't really stop St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs, but outside of that, no one else beat them. And if that happens, they turn the ball. And if you lose, we saw it Sunday night. If you lose the turnover battle, you are going to lose the game. I don't care if you're 18-0. I don't care if you're 15-2. You will lose the game. And that is what happened. Jaden Daniels outperformed everyone this weekend. I thought he was the best quarterback this weekend as a rookie. Now he has a divisional round championship in division rival against the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, who looked like he got nicked up. We'll talk about that in a sec. And
we saw what the Commanders just did a couple of weeks ago. Yes, I understand Jalen Hurts got knocked out with a concussion, but at the end of the day, he played against that defense. He scored 20-plus points in the second half of that game. He came back from a double-digit deficit against that defense, not against Jalen Hurts. So, Philadelphia gonna have their handful. My sister, love her to death. She's a loyal Eagles fan for years.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I told her right then and there, you're gonna be in trouble next week. Don't be surprised if y'all get smoked.
I know.
Right now, we saw it a couple weeks ago in the second half. Yes, Jalen Hurts was hurt, but at the end of the day, your defense got torched at home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a crazy thing to say because they were disrespected last week against the Lions, 9.5-point underdogs. They're 5.5-point underdogs right now on the road against the Eagles. Is it crazy that they already beat them once this season and people say, oh, it's a fluke? Okay. You're getting a very hot Redskin team. Can Jaden Daniels, as a rookie, go out there and win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl? Do you think it's possible?
Absolutely, Dill. I'm we're gonna talk about our picks on the next pod, but just know, I like Commanders a lot. I think Jaden Daniels could pull off something that's never been done.
Wow.
You can make the case honestly, I don't even think you can make the case. I think he has the greatest rookie season of all time. He had a 12-5 team. He's gonna most likely win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm. He's a top 10 quarterback already. No, he is.
Honestly, he is.
He is.
He is. He's special, Dale. He's definitely special. And look, he got the Commanders somewhere that nobody expected them to be. And I'll give him a shot to win it, to at least win the game. I don't know about a Super Bowl, Dale. It depends. But like I said,
I mean, if they go out there and beat the Eagles next week, anything is possible at this point.
Like I said, Washington Commanders was easily, no ifs, no hands, no doubts, the most impressive team this weekend.
All right, let's go to Sunday. Like you said, sister is an Eagles fan. Fly, Eagles, fly. We push I mean, Jake Elliott, he has been a burden on this Eagle team this whole season. I could have covered if he hit a point after, but he missed one. We covered there. And honestly, the game was much closer than it should have been. When Saquon hit that late touchdown, I think, what was it, like a 78-yard run or something like that. When he hit that with like 4 or 5 minutes left, I said, oh, the game's over. I didn't really think the Eagles defense played all that well, to be honest. In the snow at home, unfortunately, Matthew Stafford did not go under his passing yards, but Puka Nacua, that catch on the sideline was incredible. DeMarcus Robinson actually had a pretty good game too. Cooper Kupp, that fumble killed him though. Karen Williams, that fumble fucking killed them. Saquon, I mean, what else do we have to say? Again, 26 carries, 205 yards. A.J. Brown, no reading, but only 2 catches for 14 yards. They really didn't have to do it. I thought Jalen Hurts still looks a little hurt. He was running. He got caught underneath him. He doesn't look 100%, kid.
Yeah, I said it earlier on. This Eagles offense is not what it once was. Yeah, Saquon is still Saquon. He's him. But Jalen Hurts in the passing game ain't there like it once was. I don't know what it is. Is it timing? Is he dealing with an injury that's bigger than the Eagles are reporting? Because that happens. Maybe he has like a bad knee, something little, a ligament here or there on the ankle or something like that he's still able to play with a nice shot prior to the game. But behind the scenes, he's hurting a little bit. I think that's a small chance because, like you said, that was just a bad game from Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. 7 sacks. Some of those sacks, still, especially after that one hit when he went down, he wasn't really mobile. Yes, in the late in the fourth quarter, he was able to move a little bit, but after that sack, he wasn't really able to move. Some of those sacks he took, he just didn't look the same. Where in previous games in time, Jalen Hurts would be able to outrun some of those guys and be at least able to throw the ball out of bounds or just get the ball away. He wasn't able to do that. 15 for 20, 128, 0 TDs. He didn't turn the ball over, which is good, but at the end of the day, this quarterback play is not going to get you to where you want to be. We know Saquon. He came out and said he wanted to get the record, but the team has bigger aspirations to go win the Super Bowl. If Jalen Hurts plays like this next week, they're not winning. Yeah, not going to the Super Bowl. So Jalen Hurts has to go out there, maybe not outgun Jaden Daniels, but he's gonna have to go out there and have a big game. So give credit for them winning the game. Saquon, historic day. But Matthew Stafford and this Rams team,
they almost had it. They played well.
They played well. That's why I picked them as the dog of the week. Didn't take them officially, but I had them. I had faith in them. Matthew Stafford threw for a ton more yards than I expected to. But if Jaden Daniels has that many yards in 2 passing touchdowns still, I think the Eagles are in trouble next week.
I'm worried on a few fronts. I get why they're the favorite at home. My worry is the passing game is non-existent, and eventually, if you just load the box up, you're going to eventually stop Saquon. That's my worry. And 2, are you worried about the defense? Because I thought the defense didn't really play all that well. They made stops when they needed to late in the game, but like you said, he threw for over 300 yards. The passing game, when we thought that they shored up their secondary, I thought the passing defense wasn't the best on Sunday.
Yeah, Dale. We saw Kerryon Mitchell. He went out with the injury in the first.
Yeah, he did.
First possession. We got to look at his status for next week.
That's a good point.
If he's not able to go, that's a hole there. That's definitely a hole there. I think they had Morris come in or Isaiah Rodgers, right?
Yeah,
I think Isaiah Rodgers come in. So Isaiah Rodgers ain't Quinion Mitchell. I'm letting you know right now. So if he's not able to go next week, man, I'm telling you right now, I just don't see Jalen Hurts having a similar game and their defense letting up that many passing yards. If that defense looks like how they did Saturday next week, the Commanders going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm worried, but we'll see. Good year for the Rams. I thought, they were in this game was much closer the whole game throughout. I thought their defense, last few weeks into the season, going into this game, thought their defense played well. Defensive rookie of the year has to go to Jared Verse. I mean,
Yeah.
he is a beast, kid. What do you think about this defense? Because they are a young team, and I think they're going to be back. We heard Matthew Stafford say we don't know about his future. This was his last year on the contract with the Rams. If he decides to move off or say he just hangs up, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. What do you do at quarterback for this Rams team? Because they got pieces. They got a run game.
This is tough. I think Matthew Stafford stays. I think he still got some years left. You got Puka Nakua, pretty good wide receiver. He's top 10. Cooper Cup, maybe a little off his prime, but he's still a pretty damn great number 2 wide receiver. I like Tyler Higbee. We saw him come back from injury. He was explosive at the tight end position, and we already know what Kerry Williams is capable of doing. It's a tough spot for Matthew Stafford. Let's just say if he goes somewhere else. If he retires and hangs it up, it is what it is. I just don't see him going somewhere else. And be honest, how many destinations out there are better than the Rams and gives you opportunity to compete for a championship? Yes, maybe the Rams ain't one of the top 5 teams that we think about on a daily basis, but we know any given Sunday, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, healthy Cooper Cup, healthy Puka Nakua with a pretty good defense, they could go out there and be any team in the NFL. So I just don't see him going somewhere else because that's a pretty good situation. One, you're in LA, Los Angeles, hate it or love it. It's a great place to stay, right? And like I said,
taxes high.
Taxes is high, but he got it. You have Sean McVay, who is, some people call him a boy wonder, boy genius. Say what you want, hate him or love him. He's a great offensive play caller.
Yeah.
And you have a pretty good offensive weapon. So I just don't see him going anywhere else. But if he chooses to hang him up, hey, he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. All right, let's go to Sunday Night Football. Bills get the win at home. Good game, 27-25. Woo. Listen, I know a lot of people want to put the hate on Mark Andrews here. Put it on Lamar, too. He was very hot after the game as well. I mean, accountability, I love to see it from Lamar. I think it is a ton of the blame could be put around and spread around through the whole team. I didn't think the defense played all that well. As much as I like Todd Monken, why the fuck is Derrick Henry only getting the ball 16 times? That is a problem as well. They weren't able to stop him, especially in the third quarter. They were able to run the hell out of the ball. So I think there's plenty of blame to go around. I think the defense didn't play all that well. And to be honest, looking at the game and watching it, who looked like the more physical team? Real quick, before we get into it, who was the more physical team? The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills played what Baltimore Ravens style football. They were more physical, especially up front at the line of attack. That was the problem. I know Lamar, the fumble, the first pick, I didn't really think was that big of a deal. They got mixed up on the route because that didn't lead to points. The fumble the fumble led to points.
No, but the first pick, it was 7-7. They went down and scored.
No, they got to stop immediately after that. The fumble led to points because it was still 7-7 at that point. The fumble led to points. That was a problem. It was a bad snap. No one's talking about that. It was a bad snap. Lamar was trying to do something. He lost handle on it. You hate to happen. That's a problem. Mark Andrews, I mean, yeah, it's just inexplainable. I mean, Lamar drives him down there, and then he's wide open, and he drops the game-tying 2-point conversion to send this game to OT. That fumble led to points. I think the more blame could be put on Mark Andrews, but I think John Harbaugh said it perfect in the postgame. They're not there without Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews had a hell of a season as well. And all the Baltimore fans that I follow that are ripping him, cut it out. That shit's corny to me. Like, Mark Andrews is a hell of a tight end, probably one of the best tight ends you guys have ever had in history. So let's pump the brakes there. If it wasn't for Mark Andrews, you guys would not be where you are today. I think it's a team sport, kid, and I think there's plenty of blame to go around. Todd Monken, John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson deserves some blame, but the better team won yesterday, and that was the Buffalo Bills. I love the camaraderie. I love the sportsmanship between Josh and Lamar running over to each other, hugging it out. And I might be wrong. Josh Allen probably won the MVP last night. But fuck it, I hope they give it co-MVP at this point. I know I was against it, but at this point, I just don't want to be wrong. But yeah, Buffalo deserved to win that game, and they were the more physical team.
Yo, one thing I just gotta disagree with you on. The better team did not win this game. Let me start there. The Baltimore Ravens coughed up this game. They don't turn if Lamar Jackson just holds on to the ball, you know, pocket it in instead of fumbling during that sack deal. That sack went to the house basically. Von Miller, what he was stopped at the 15, something like that, 20-yard line. Von Miller was moving, by the way, but if Lamar doesn't fumble, right? If Mark Andrews doesn't fumble, the Baltimore Ravens wins this game. Fuck the 2-point conversion. Fuck that. If Mark Andrews doesn't fumble on that when they were driving as well, they were going to score in that drive. They were moving the ball. Like you said, third quarter, Derrick Henry running the ball well. Hey, even Justice Hill was coming in and giving you 10 yards a clip, Dill. He was averaging what? How many yards? He has what? 50 yards on 5 attempts. Justin Hill, Derrick Henry. To me, they ran the ball pretty well. It was the turnovers. Yes, the first interception, not going to, put too much blame on him. Just miscommunication. But the fumbles, that's already cost you the game. I don't want to hear about the 2-point conversion. It should have never came down to that. Baltimore lost this game because you fumbled. Lamar Jackson, like I said, doesn't fumble. You win this game. Mark Andrews doesn't fumble in the third, early fourth. You win this game. So I don't want to hear about no 2-point conversion. The Baltimore Ravens simply lost this game. You got nobody to blame but yourself. Let's go to Buffalo, Dill. To me, I know a lot of people are going to be like you said, Josh Allen probably won the MVP. That wasn't an MVP performance we saw yesterday. 16 for 22. Yes, he was a little efficient, but 127 Dill. Besides Shakur, who had a couple great catches, this passing game was just non-existent. You're not going to same thing with the Eagles. You're not going to reach the Super Bowl if you're going to go to Kansas City, throw for 127 yards. I'm letting you know right now. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl completing 16 passes in Kansas City. I'm letting you know right now. So, like I said, the better team didn't win this game. The better team lost this game. Give credit. Gotta give credit, Baltimore, for the Bills for getting the key stops when they needed it. I'm not going to say they stopped them at the 2-point conversion because that was a drop. We saw Lamar Jackson when they needed to drive down the field, hit Isaiah Likely for 27, 30-yard touchdown pass. So they were able to move the ball when needed. It was just the turnovers and I'm not even go to the 2-point conversion. Like I said, it was those 2 fumbles. They don't turn the ball over right there. If Lamar just takes a sack, Mark Andrews doesn't fumble, Baltimore Ravens wins this game handily. So
I guess what I was saying when I said the better team won, they played more mistake-free football, and that's why I said they're the better team. Yes, more yards, but we could look at the whole weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ravens outgained them.
No, that's mistake-free football. Who made the mistakes?
The Ravens, and that's why I said the Bills are the better team because they didn't make those mistakes. That's why I made the argument they were the better team last night. If you're the better team, you don't make those mistakes. Yeah, you could look at the box score, but we could look at the whole weekend. The Texans outgained the Chiefs. Who won? The Chiefs. The Lions outgained the Redskins. Who won? The Rams outgained the Eagles. Who won? The Ravens outgained the Bills. Who won? So it all just, if you can't just look at the box score and be like, oh, they outgained them. They should have won. No, I mean, turnovers are a problem. We talked about it earlier with the Lions. You're going to lose the game. Especially now. These are all really good teams at this point. So that's why I made the argument that they're better, just because a better team wouldn't turn the ball over 3 times. That was my argument. But I agree with everything you said. The performance from Josh Allen wasn't the best, but he made winning plays. And I think that was the difference. And Lamar just didn't. He made some throws. He made some runs. Yeah, but he didn't turn the ball over. Lamar did.
Wait, real quick. You cannot say Lamar didn't make winning plays when he gave you position to tie the game. He threw a dime to Isaiah Likely to
But he also hurt his team.
Yeah, with the fumble. But at the end of the day, he wasn't the sole reason you lost this game.
No, I didn't say that. I said that there's plenty of that's how I started this. There's plenty of blame to go around. But if you take away those fumbles, the interception, it's a different game. Because to your point, they were driving every play. That first interception, they were driving. Mark Andrews' fumble, they were driving. Lamar's fumble, driving. And if you don't fumble or throw an interception, those are field goals.
Yeah.
You're not, and to your point, you're not even in that position to go for two. So I agree with you. It's not just Lamar, but Lamar also did hurt his team. Josh Allen did not hurt his team. Say what you want. He could have only thrown for 100 yards. It doesn't matter. He took care of the football. Mm-hmm. And that is what you need to do, and especially in the snowing condition like Buffalo. So second straight AFC championship, do you think who would you put the blame on? Because I'm curious to hear from you. We didn't talk after the game. How would you break it down? Because I don't think you could just solely put it on one player or person.
If I had to put a blame, I don't like putting blames just because I feel like the Ravens cost themselves the game. That's what I honestly believe. I watched the game full, start to finish. The Baltimore Ravens lost this game. If they don't turn the ball over, they win this game. If Mark Andrews doesn't fumble, they win this game. So if I had to put a fault, it would probably be Mark Andrews still, but he don't deserve the blame. Yeah. If you had to pick somebody to pick the blame, it's Mark Andrews. But at the end of the day, they kept shooting themselves in the foot. If they just have a clean game, like Buffalo had, they win this game by double digits.
I agree. Right now, looking towards championship weekend, next weekend, we got the 3:00 game. Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Redskins. They are laying 5.5. Totals at 48. And then Sunday night football, Buffalo Bills goes to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs -2. Total 48 as well. Should be really good games, kid. I'll say this already. I like one favorite and one dog. And you can already guess what it is. But overall, we had a really good week. I did push on my lock, Eagles -6. I mean, Jake Elliott, what are we doing, kid?
He missed two at that.
I know. Dog, though, +430. The Redskins, they take it home. The teaser hits, 3-leg teaser. We tease the Redskins up. We tease the Chiefs down. And then we tease the Eagles. They just needed to win. You hit your lock. I mean, you could have put – kid, we don't advise this, but you could have put a lot of money on Travis Kelce.
Yeah, we put a nice amount. Shout out Lee. He took it as well. He said he's going to take care of me on Tuesday when we return to work. So – you
should have told them Redskins +430.
Nah, I didn't. I told him to take the points though, so I'm not sure if he put it in, but I did tell him Travis Kelce in Washington plus the points. So
you also hit your teaser as well. I think the two-leggers are working
back to back. Back to back now. I might have another one next week. I might. I just cause.
You didn't have a dog, but even though you were leaning the Rams. Yeah,
I for the show. I had the Rams, but I didn't take the Rams officially. I took the Rams +6 and 6.5. I honestly put the Rams in a teaser. So
good.
The teaser hit. You know, Matthew Stafford was the play, didn't get there. But for divisional round 3-2,
nice.
Positive weekend. We're in the green back-to-back weeks. So far, throughout the playoffs, in the green, 3 games to go. Let's go.
Yeah, we had a really good weekend as well. I tailed you on the Travis Kelce play. The teaser hit, my dog hit. I took the +9 in a single as well. The Jaden Daniels over 9.5 rush attempts hit. Saquon longest rush over 18.5 yards hit as well. Eagles, they push. But the teaser hits, and then the Justice Hill prop did not fucking hit at all for me. So
he had a good game too. Oh yeah, and my last play was for the Bills game was Amari Cooper. I think he had one.
What was that? He didn't even get targeted once, I think.
No, one target.
Oh my!
It was a shit show, to be honest. Like I said,
he's gone. He doesn't belong there.
Yeah, he's gone. But also, you got to think, like, why is he not involved? Why the passing game is non-existent? I'm not gonna say he's hurt. At the end of the day, Josh Allen has to go out there and throw the ball a little more.
But let's be honest, he has a better. this is an obvious statement, but he has a better connection with Keon Coleman, with Khalil Shakur. Khalil Shakur is a number one receiver. I want that to be known as well. He is very underrated.
And he always likes his tight end. Dawson Knox,
Yes.
Kincaid, he's always going to hit them. It's just...
It looks like he's like the fifth option out there, if that.
Yeah, even Max Hollins, he get more targets. Even Curtis Samuel. So
shout out Curtis Samuel.
Put it like this: Amari Cooper is a dangerous fifth option to have if he shows up. You know, if he shows up, is a great. Put it like this: if Amari Cooper has a pretty good game next Sunday, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I just doubt. I just doubt he has a big game. They can still go to the Super Bowl. What?
All right, Kim. Before we get to our plays, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Ohio State win the national championship, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with our Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid. Down in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Dome, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Real quick, I know we gave out our plays, but I'm still leaning Ohio State. It went up from -8 to back to -8.5. Tickets to get into the game tonight. Woo! Pretty penny to get into the game tonight, but are we still on the under?
Yeah, I'm still first half under 23.5. I love that play. Depending on the number you could get, like if you could get like a 5.5 first half, I would take that with Notre Dame. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 10-7 game, at halftime, and then in the second half we see the offense and the playbooks open up a little bit. But I honestly think in the first half we're going to see very similar game like we saw in the semis. Penn State, Notre Dame, very defensive first half, and then in the first half for Ohio State and Texas, the offense is just struggling a little bit on the both sides.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the defense is all out, but I think it's gonna take a while for both offenses to find some rhythm against these pretty good defense. Well, Notre Dame's top 5 defense.
Yeah, and Ohio State's the best defense. I agree. I love the under. I think that's the way Notre Dame has to keep this game close, is make it an ugly game. But I'm going to lay it here with Ohio State. I just don't see the offense being able to match up with the offense of Ohio State for Notre Dame. And I just think the defense is going to give them fits. Notre Dame dealing with some injuries on the front line as well. So we'll see. I expect a big game out of Jeremiah Smith. That he kind of went cold in the semis, but they doubled and triple teamed him the whole game. So expect a big game out of him. These guys will be playing on Sunday. Will Howard cannot turn the ball over. Travion Henderson, he's going to run the ball well. Should be a really good game, but we're going Bucks -8. Kid, you usually give us correct scores. Can I have a correct prediction score?
Yeah, it is a big game. It is a big game. I do think. Well, what's the total?
Total is 45.5.
Over. 28-24. No, 27-24 Ohio State.
Wow. By 3. So I don't cover my pick.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
All right, I'm gonna go 20, 27, 21, 27, 24.
So my pick was 27-10 Ohio State.
I don't see that.
27.
I'm gonna say Ohio State jumps out to the lead, and then Notre Dame scores, probably like 10 points in the fourth.
It is important to note Ohio State won the first national championship of the college football playoffs. Not the playoffs, the original 4. Mm-hmm. And now hopefully they're going to try to win the first ever expanded playoffs of 12 teams now. It's interesting to note. Okay, let's go to the NBA. How are the Nets doing? Not so good. They're still losing.
Nah, we're not doing good. We got blown out yesterday, I think, against OKC. We almost beat the Lakers the other day.
You've lost 3 in a row.
I did say on the show I leaned to +11. it is what it is. Like I said, I think we're still live for the over. Like I said, I think we're gonna get a couple games. Vince Carter jersey retirement.
Oh, y'all winning that game.
No, I think it was yesterday. We lost it.
Oh, that's so disrespectful.
Respectful. Yeah. So
Oh.
it is what it is. Still, it is what it is. It sucks, but hopefully we
Watch
get
out for
Cooper Flag.
Milwaukee, though, kid. They've won 4 in a row. They're only 2 games out of the Knicks of that number 3 spot. Giannis and Dame are starting to play
I
really
told you to
well.
watch out.
I know. I'm keeping my eye on them as well. But no one's as bad as the Wizards. They've lost 10 in a row. They can't. Sixers, they've lost 6 in a row. Is Embiid playing? Because my thing was they said they're going to reevaluate him after missing 7 games in a row. They said, actually, we're going to evaluate him in another 10 days. So what's wrong? Are they ever going to play together, him and PG?
Like I said, bro, I think the season is over for them. I thought.
Why did Paul George go there then? For the money? Let's be honest. For the money, right?
Yeah. Where else are you going to get, what, 200 mil? When you're 36.
I mean, if you're looking honestly, watch out for the Clippers. They've won 4 in a row. They're the number 5 seed, and they're only a game out of that number 4 seed.
Kawhi's back.
Yeah,
Kawhi can
playing
stay
better.
healthy. We know Powell is a bucket getter. James Harden, if it's not the postseason, he's gonna give you double average.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Clippers. We know Ty Lue, one of the best coaches in the NBA.
Yeah.
If healthy, they can make some noise. It's just a heavy top end West.
And let's not forget that Intuit Dome. I don't know if you watched UFC 311 this weekend, but it's like a mini sphere. It is beautiful in there.
Yeah, bro. You never saw like the like I want to say behind the scenes, but like the video showing the construction of it.
No, I never
did. How that wall elevates, like yelling. It shows which fans are screaming the loudest or the most.
It's so sick. Like if I ever go out the West Coast of to Los Angeles, I have to go there because it's insane. I saw WWE. They did the Netflix Monday night first show there, and it looked beautiful. But UFC got all the they really used it up.
Yeah, they used it up.
So, yeah, kid, first game is at 12 in about 30, 40 minutes. Do you have any play on the first game between the Mavericks and the Charlotte Hornets?
No, I don't have no action there. I think Dallas takes care of business, but, Charlotte, pesky team, but I'm going to just stay away from it. I'm going to give you a few leans first and then give you my official play. I do lean Detroit plus 7.5 in Houston. I just couldn't come down on it. But let's go to official deal. Let's start it off. Your New York Knicks taking on the Atlanta Hawks at 3:00. Don't get me wrong, I do think your Knicks could take care of business. I think 6.5 points is a lot of points. But give me Trae Young over 24 points. I don't know if you noticed, every time Trae Young is in the Garden, I always take his over. Lately, he's been cashing. A couple times last year didn't. But give me Trae Young over 24 points, a -117. We all know, Knicks fans hate him, and we know stars play huge at the Garden. It's MLK Day, a nice afternoon game. Wouldn't surprise me if Trae Young has a nice little 30-piece in there. Give me over 24.5, -117. Next game, Boston Celtics taking on the Golden State Warriors. Don't get me wrong, I understand why the line is so big, but it's a little disrespectful. Give me the Warriors plus 10.5. Everybody that is a loyal listener who knows me personally knows I'm not the biggest Warriors fan. And I'm telling you to take them plus 10.5 today. 10.5 points is a little disrespectful. Give me the Warriors plus 10.5 at home. And then I'm going to end it off there with a 2-way 6-point teaser, -134. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies. Take them down. They're laying 6.5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Take the Grizzlies down to basically a 0.5 point. And then give me the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're -7.5 at home against the Phoenix Suns. Suns been playing a little better as of late. Got to give them a little credit on that. But we know the Cleveland Cavaliers one of the best team in all the league. Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers down to -1.5.
Thank you, kid. Good luck. And as NBA is starting to pick up a little, as NFL starting to wind down, I'm also starting to pick up college plays as well. Had a pretty good weekend in the college. So I got 3 plays for you. 3:00, Hofstra at Drexel. Give me Drexel -2.5 at home. We're going Utah Grand Valley plus 2.5. I like that. And then Fairleigh Dickinson on the road against I think the town Chicago State, going all the way to Chicago. Windy City laying 3 on the road. I usually don't like to lay points on the road, but Fairleigh Dickinson, baby. Let's go -3 at on the road. Kid, any last words before we get up out of here? We'll be back Thursday night for Friday for our championship picks.
You know what? I just want to end it off with saying something. Today is MLK Day. I think we should honor and celebrate him. And I'm gonna just end off the show with one of my favorite quotes that hit me, definitely a little harder, later in life than it did early on. So, and his I have a dream speech. It's not in front of me, but if I misquote a little bit,
you're paraphrasing.
Yeah, my fault. He said, "I have a dream that one day my young daughters would not be judged by the color of their skin, but will be judged by the content of their character." And to me, that moves me a lot, just because that's just a simple thing. And I think we all want to be judged, not by this or that, but we want to be judged by the character we are inside. And even Dylan could testify. He's witnessed where I've been judged not for my character, but from my color in my skin or the way my hair is or this and that. He witnessed it. So that quote always touches me a little bit. And like I said, just thankful and honor Dr. King. Happy birthday, Dr. King.
Happy birthday, Dr. King. Elvis couldn't have said it better. Way to end the show on a positive note. Thank you so much. Good luck this week.